Hello, everyone. Welcome to Enigma's webinar on automating job card generation with the Enigma in-service job card generator. My name is Joy Rio, Director of Marketing here at Enigma, and I'll be your moderator for today's event. Our presenter today is Susan Glass, Director of European Professional Services and Solutions at Enigma. Today's presentation will last approximately 10 minutes. We thank you for attending, and we hope you enjoy it. Susan, the floor is all yours.
Thanks, Joy. Right, in this slide, I'd like to share with you some of the top challenges that companies face when creating job cards for the maintenance operations. So firstly, there are many different types of information that are needed for an aircraft or an engine task or maintenance job. For example, looking at the aircraft, if it's an Airbus or a Boeing aircraft, then the planner needs to find and access the right tasks from the relevant OEM application or the data source. They need to find the right information for the actual tail number in question, and then perhaps go to a file system or a document management system and locate a service bulletin that might apply to a particular task, or to another location. For example, if the job is referring to a particular airworthiness directive, then they have to go and find the right one as well. So they need to access or capture all of this OEM technical data to carry out the maintenance, but also to capture some planning information, because the two together, even though they are very separate systems, they rely on each other and they're both needed for job cards. Now, with separate systems, there's limited opportunity to link the information sources together. In addition to this, the fact that the OEMs deliver updates to their content complicates matters even further. When using separate systems, the merging process of the new content and the ability to track which documents have been updated becomes a difficult process. Once located, they can even be difficult to incorporate, and you may end up copying, cutting, pasting, etc. And then there's the issue of compliance and audit trails, including being able to show what version of documentation was used for each job card, even down to having to record where the changed information came from. This means that companies end up with a lengthy planning process, in particular for C&D checks. And all of this is needed to make sure that they have the right information at hand for the job. So the result of these challenges is that companies end up with higher planning costs with a substantial amount of human intervention in the job card process. Both planning and execution processes are open to error as a result of some missing or incorrect information. And if companies can't turn around maintenance due to job cards not being ready, which is particularly relevant for line maintenance, and then it results in a downtime of the equipment. And finally, there's the limited auditing and archiving capabilities. So now I'd like to look at the job card generator, the Enigma component, to show how we actually address this problem. So Enigma's in-service job card generator is an ATA-compliant, web-based solution that automates the production of job cards and task cards. We use a single process to automatically generate any number and any type of job cards. So it will produce job cards for Boeing and Airbus data or any other OEM data. It was built originally for aviation, but as it's one of the more complex sectors, it can be applied to other areas such as rail or defense. And of course, it's fully scalable and upgradable, so you can add in new fleets, additional manuals. You can add on the electronic digital signature module that provides a full electronic workflow, or you could even upgrade to Enigma's in-service MRO product, which optimizes the entire maintenance workflow. So let's look at this job card generator to show you what makes it so valuable. Now, there are two separate but very integrated processes. The top part of the screen shows the data load environment, and the bottom shows the actual generation environment. Looking at the data load, this takes maintenance data from the relevant applications or OEMs, and it combines them in a single content repository. So you can have here, through a publishing process, all of your maintenance manuals for aircraft, for engines. You can have service bulletins, airworthiness directives if you want. You can have component manuals, all sitting inside a single Enigma repository. And this is fully automated, so it assures you of having all the latest updates and service bulletins at hand when required. Then there's the job card generation process or environment. And this does what it says. It produces the actual job cards. So we receive, or the program receives a work package request from the maintenance and engineering system. And this will typically include the tail number, the job description, the ATA references, and the planning information. But it doesn't hold the actual content step by step of what needs to be done. So what happens is the job card generator takes this request, goes to the repository that holds all of the technical information, pulls out the relevant technical information automatically for you. So it's filtered according to the tail number itself. And then it assembles both the tasks and the planning information into a single job card per job. So for each job within a work package, you will have a separate PDF file. In addition to this, you could use the digital signature, so the job cards are created with signature fields, comment boxes that can be filled out, radio boxes, check boxes, etc., so that the mechanics or planners can capture information throughout the actual process as they maintain the aircraft. And as they add information in with an integration to the planning system, then this information can be captured and passed right back into the planning system, so that the maintenance planning system is the source location for all records for archiving and audit trails. So to summarize what we've just been talking about, I'm going to focus on two main benefits: speed and accuracy. Automation drives speed. So by automatically generating job cards, you accelerate maintenance, particularly for A and B checks of line maintenance. You get faster turnaround time and fewer delays at the gate. This is also especially true for unscheduled maintenance and non-routine job cards. And the fact that you have this allows the planning engineers to actually focus on their value-add activities rather than spending lots of time preparing and validating work packages, which for C&D checks can be very, very lengthy. It's also complete suite, which provides added functionality, which ultimately results in accuracy. So effectivity filtering ensures that maintenance data is relevant. A decrease in errors caused by incorrect documentation, and of course, first-time fix rates as well are improved. And finally, it eliminates redundancy, so it creates job cards directly from the M&E system's output without any human intervention. So now I'm going to switch to my desktop. Just bear with me 1 second. I will share my desktop and I'll then move into a demonstration of the system. So on the screen now, you should see what we call an M&E system emulator. Now this really, the purpose of this is just to demonstrate to you the information that you would see inside your M&E or your planning system. We don't have a planning system here. So what I've done is I've put into an emulator work packages, which is the top half of the screen, and job cards, which is the bottom half. So you will see here that there'll be a particular work package if I focus on the bottom one, particular work package which has got a title, the aircraft model, the tail number, etc. So this is what's used for the filtering. And then you will have jobs, and attached to each work pack you can have one or more jobs. Now if I look at one of the particular jobs, so if I take the very bottom job, the operational check, if I focus on that, you will see that there's a set of meta or planning information. So attached to each job will be information about who has to do it, what skills are needed for it, what the actual job is all about, how many hours it's going to take, etc. All the planning information. And then there will be some OEM information. So this is the reference to the technical manual. So you see here references to particular manuals. And the two together are needed. Now, in the usual process for many companies today, They will simply produce a job card that contains the planning information and the references. And then the mechanics themselves have to go and find the right information. Again, the audit trails, etc., come into question here. So what we do is from a maintenance system, the planner can actually carry out all of that work instead of the mechanic. So we're providing a ready-to-use job card as the output from this process. So if I was to select a particular work package which contains a job inside it, and then I would request directly from my planning system to generate that job card. Now what happens here is this is the integration point to the Enigma solution. So we take over and we carry out our processing. Now if I switch to another screen to show you what happens behind the scenes, the system itself outputs behind the scenes an XML output. And this XML contains what we call meta, or planning information, and some information to the AMM manual. So you can see here we've got 3 references to different AMM tasks, and we also have the planning information. So this is our job card title, the hours, the skills, the zones, etc. So all the planning information. And then the Enigma job card takes over, carries out its filtering, and produces the PDF output. So I'm now going to submit the XML file, which has been prepared by the planning system, to the Enigma job card generator. And you can see it says that it was successful. Now what's happening is that in this particular instance, it's producing it to the file system. Now, if you can see here that we have one for today's date, time and date, if I had, or you had an integration to, for example, a document management system, then Enigma could generate the job cards and pass them straight into the document management system for storage or archiving. And of course, the document management system could then pass the information into your planning system of the file name, the location, etc. So that directly from your planning system, where you have your work package or your job cards, you could then view the generated PDF job card without having to go anywhere else. So if I now go into the directory where we have the job cards created, and I open up my first job card, as I had 2 job cards within that work package, you can see here that I have a job card now with from matter, which contains all of the planning information, and below it all of the tasks. And I also have output, just for ease of use, bookmarks or a table of contents on the left-hand side. So if I go straight to the first one, you see that I've got the OEM task present. Now the formatting and everything is completely configurable so that the barcode can be used for the scanning, the location within a table, etc., as the header with the fleet, tail number, work order, job card number, etc. They're completely configurable for your requirements. In addition to that, if you are producing or carrying out maintenance jobs for third parties, then of course you can generate different job cards, each with different from matter, different planning information present in a layout that is needed for the third party company with their own logo, etc. present. So that now you can see with one simple step, we have managed to tie in 2 completely separate systems, the planning system and the OEM documentation, brought them together, automated and streamlined the job card generation, and provided a fully auditable and traceable job card mechanism for your organization. That concludes today's presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Susan. And thank you all for joining us today. We hope you found this useful. And we would, of course, appreciate the opportunity to discuss your aftermarket and MRO and JCG needs with you, should you choose. We encourage you to visit our website at Enigma.com, our blog site at uptimeblog.com. And should you feel the need to discuss this with any of our account executives, they are listed on the screen in front of you for Europe and North America. Thank you all, and have a wonderful afternoon. Goodbye.